This is how we recovering the batteries from being used overnight with our television. So we try to use this portable system, which is a 12 volt, and with a 400-watt Duracell high power inverter. So guys, like you've seen the video, or you saw the video I posted last, and this is what it is. It's just approximately 0700 hours on a Sunday morning. So watching news on television and other stuff, guys. The batteries are sitting at 13.3, which the full charge on absorb is going to be a 14.4, and 13.6 is going to be a float. So the modules are doing pretty well. The batteries do need so much power, but it's trying to replenish these batteries as I sitting here as a standby, so I just have to burn the power while the main system is running the entire house. Stay tuned. I will bring you back to the command center room of the JW Solar USA so you can see what's going on. Like and subscribe. Alright, here is the command center of the JW Solar USA. You guys have seen this power station or power grid, off-grid power grid. A lot of videos. I already posted over 1,000+ videos online, and very educative videos if you want to learn, or you want to do research, and you want to do your first time DIY, or how to go about things. So mostly you can consult the videos there and see what you can learn from them. And don't forget to like and subscribe, as you guys always do, and leave your comments. I'll take my time and review it, because I'm so busy with a lot of projects, a lot of stuff I'm working on, and you guys have to be patient and just see if I can get back to you as soon as I can. So a lot of you guys have my direct contact, and or send me an email, jwsolarusa@hotmail.com. I can able to answer some of your questions if I can't, so don't feel discouraged, because I don't want to give false information about things I've never dealt with. Talk about things I've dealt with, or machines or equipment I've dealt with, and if you have any questions on those, and we can discuss on that. All the same, thanks for watching, and stay tuned. Stay be active supporter, or active viewer on this channel, and there are a lot of things coming up, and you want to be part of it. You don't want to be left out. Check it out, like and subscribe. Bye for now. Live from Minnesota, JW Solar USA. Stay tuned. Alright guys, as you've heard from the background, you can hear some noise going on. Is the air conditioning just kicks in due to temperature increasing in the house. So guys, everything is programmed remotely and programmed wisely, so that we can able to live in a partial off-grid system, or sometimes on an off-grid system, live here at JW Solar USA. Well, we're gonna see the sun hasn't been out yet really strong, but it's coming up, and like I said, it's too early here. And guys, you know that we're losing the sun as well, because summer is almost gone. Alright, summer is almost gone, so if you're hoping for more sun, good luck with that. So well, you know what else gonna be coming? A small white powdered stuff sitting on top of your panels, depriving you from getting power. Well, if you build your system correctly or wisely, or more backups, and having a redundant on your system, you're still gonna be fine. Doesn't matter. Most of the time, the solar panels like cold weather. Solar panels doesn't like heat. Heat is a great factor, which is causes more resistance, and you're losing efficiency instead of gaining efficiency. So this is what happened when you running solar on a very hot climate. I'm not saying you're not getting power, but you get deprived a lot of power because the equipment are getting really hot from outside the heat and inside, because they bring in a lot of power. They tend to generate a lot of heat to process this stuff. It's not easy. That's why most of the time you can see on a very cold temperatures or cooler temperatures, your solar modules tend to produce a lot of power compared to really hot days. You're losing power. Okay, so especially when you're running monocrystalline solar panels, they are black, they are dark, and you know what happens when you have a dark object or t-shirt or shirt or jacket? You absorb more heat, you generate more heat. So when you have a white shirt and a brighter color, tend to repel the heat. So this exactly what happened. Where comes a subject that always have the fight with a monocrystalline and a polycrystalline, which ones are the best. But that's why you see a lot of overseas and a lot of solar farms, they install more of polycrystallines instead of a monocrystalline. The other factor is they tend to be very expensive, the monocrystallines. Though the prices have dropped on solar compared to back in the day, you can still get a good deal. But mostly people are installing like a big solar farms. You know, living here in Minnesota, I've seen a lot of solar farms. They're building them like crazy, and they are more into polycrystalline solar panels because the you know, it tends to help, and they're cheaper. They're very cheap. The cost of manufacturing a polycrystalline solar panel is cheaper compared to manufacturing a monocrystalline solar panel. But let me tell you, don't get this wrong. They are just in a. It's not even a 1% of their generation how they generate power from each other. All of them have improved greatly. Mono and poly. Mono, back then, when I was doing solar, I started putting on the videos. I started with the poly, and I was grid tying with GT inverters, grid tied inverters, GTI grid tied inverters. So you see, if you go back to my first videos, go all the way to the bottom, then you will see my Renogy panels. They were still doing a good job. And guys, poly, they are still good even on cloudy days. Technology has changed, and there was a big controversy with the mono and polycrystalline. I made a video of that. Check into my playlist on my solar panel playlist, and you'll find out a lot of videos there. And this is a battle that never ends because a lot of people are saying that, even vendors and whatever, they say go with mono. And you can see in the Middle East, Africa, some of these hot places, you can see a lot of poly panels there as well, because when you look at the price, it's way cheaper. And the blue panels, the poly ones, they tend to repel a lot of heat and they stay cooler. And you see the panels down, I'm talking about that. If you see the Kyoceras and all these other panels, the darker the panels, they tend to help with the reflections if you're installing very close to a highway or where a lot of traffic is going through, and it helps from reflecting, from distracting the drivers. That's what people say, or maybe objects or whatever. Maybe if you don't want to be seen, or just be in a stealth mode. I think that's what it is. Again, to the other advantage about it, the poly, you can see like a blue sky or something. They're kind of a little bit reflective, but I don't think it matters on that, because the darker it takes more heat, and the panel and the electrons going through each, all the stuff, it generates heat, so it's having a double heat compared to having just a heat from just from the generation, or maybe for the atmosphere. But guys, this is what it is. This power we're making right now, very early in the morning, replenishing their batteries. I don't want to get too much into the solar panels controversy because it can't end. But now mono are doing great. Solar, poly, they're doing great. Poly, they're still cheaper. You can get a bang for the buck. Mono, you can get a bang for the buck. But when you always look at it, the manufacturing is not the same. One is costing, it costs more money, which is the mono, and because there are cells that connected individually, and poly is different. Go about and look at the videos on my playlist, or you can learn this thing as you go. But if you want to get into that conversation, I'm just warning you, it will never end. They're hardcore, die-hard people on just the poly and the mono as well. And it doesn't matter which one you choose, as long as your pocket can afford it, and choose what you want. This is the, I'm not recommending neither. The ones I got more deal on, good price, I think is, just read about them and you can see all the technology embedded behind them, and you're gonna be fine. We just made 100 watts. You see that? You caught that in the camera. It just flipped 0.1 watt hours. So this is what it is. Like and subscribe. jwsolarusa on a Sunday, just rambling, showing you what our production is. And you can see right here the amp hours, 7. We already put in the batteries, and this open volt open circuit, the VOC is we are sitting on 84, and this is what is coming up from the panels. See the grid conversion, the help of a MPPT, maximum power point tracking, 2.1 amp coming up from the panel, and it gives out 9 because the voltage is higher. The conversion, it drops this to 66. This is without load, and they're already on load. This is the voltage we're sitting at right now, at 65 out of 84. So the rest of it converted to the DC, converted to amps right here to match the battery, the low voltage, and you got more amps in. Alright, and we still kept the higher voltage here while it's doing the process. I hope you understand that. Sometimes complicated for the people, but it's okay. You learn as you go. You don't expect to learn to know everything on one day, or maybe your first timer. You think you have to know these right away, back to back. That's most of the questions I got from people. And this is the battery bank we have here. It's 176 amp hour, just little batteries I have in there. So a lot of viewers probably think they can just master this one whole solo by asking you one question or 2 questions, just in a quick conversation. They have to be like a pro. You cannot be a pro on solar on one day. I'm just telling you, or 1 week, even 1 year. All right, because there are a lot of things to learn. There are a lot of components. There are a lot of calculations. There are a lot of configurations. We depend what you want to know. Off grid, grid tied, battery backup, off grid, or whatever. Just complete off grid or partial off grid, grid tied, battery backup, all that kind of stuff. End phase inverters. all the stuff you have to know. You know, it comes with the DC, the AC, split phase, all that kind of stuff. If you don't know about electricity, even the people that know, sometimes they have a lot of problems. Not all electricians that knows how to deal with the DC. They know the AC part of it. They don't know the DC. So, guys, so some people are so smart, but you still have to do your learning or your educate yourself every day when it comes to solar, because equipment changes and the technology changes. It's a challenge every day, just like everyday life thing. So if you think you can learn it just in one day, or you ask someone a question and supposed to explain that to you, maybe summarize that in a few sentences or something, then you're wrong. Like and subscribe. jwsolarusa. Thanks for watching.